Reacher Season 4's massive villain twist explained. Who is Lila Hoth? Who is Lila Hoth really? And why did Reacher Season 4 just completely change the story with one massive twist? Episode 4, titled Karambits and Pieces, has delivered one of the biggest twists of the season so far. For the first half of the season, Lila Hoth appeared to be someone Reacher needed to protect. She claimed to be searching for her biological father, Congressman John Sampson. She appeared to be dealing with leukemia. She had a mysterious mother named Amisha. And most importantly, she seemed to be caught in the middle of a conspiracy involving a missing government flash drive. But Episode 4 changes everything. By the final scene, Lila and Amisha are shown with karambit knives, while the investigation has just established that Jacob Merrick's nephew, Ben, was killed using one of those distinctive curved blades. The implication is enormous. Lila Hoth and Amisha aren't helpless victims. They are dangerous, highly trained women who have been hiding their true identities. And that means Reacher may have spent the first 4 episodes getting dangerously close to the people he should have been investigating. Let's break down exactly what happened. Major spoilers for Reacher Season 4, Episode 4 ahead. When Lila Hoth first appears in Season 4, she immediately seems important. She tells Reacher that she is the biological daughter of Congressman John Sampson. She also claims that she needs a bone marrow transplant because she has leukemia. That gives her an extremely personal reason for finding Sampson. And it also makes her appear vulnerable. Reacher naturally becomes interested in her situation. But as the season progresses, the story surrounding Lila begins to fall apart. Reacher discovers that her story isn't what it initially appeared to be. Lila eventually admits that she is actually a journalist. And Amisha isn't really her mother. That revelation changes the entire relationship. Lila wasn't simply a desperate woman trying to find her biological father. She had been investigating something. And what she was investigating leads directly into the mysterious events surrounding Congressman Sampson's past. Lila believes Sampson's former Delta Force unit had a connection to events in Indonesia involving General Putra. Her investigation is connected to Merrick and the missing flash drive. Anna supposedly had evidence that could expose what happened. But before she could deliver it, she died on the Philadelphia subway. And that is where Reacher's investigation begins. The missing flash drive becomes one of the most important objects in the entire season. It allegedly contains sensitive information about Sampson and his military past. Several groups are desperately trying to find it. And by Episode 4, Reacher learns that people believe the drive may have been sent to Lila and Amisha. That makes the Hoths much more important. But the biggest clue comes from Ben Merrick's murder. Ben was Jacob Merrick's nephew. His death has been one of the mysteries surrounding the season. Now investigators discover something very specific about the weapon used against him. It was a karambit. A karambit is a curved blade associated with Southeast Asian martial arts, particularly Indonesia. And suddenly, the Indonesia connection becomes much more important. Because Lila and Amisha are connected to Indonesia. The location isn't random. Their history isn't random. And the weapon isn't random. Then the episode gives us the visual confirmation. We return to Lila and Amisha. And instead of seeing 2 frightened women hiding from dangerous people, we see them holding their own karambits. They are calm. They are confident. And they appear almost amused. The message is clear. These women know how to fight. And they're not merely defending themselves. The ending strongly implies that the Hoths are connected to the killings surrounding Reacher's investigation. That's the massive villain twist. Lila Hoth is not the innocent person Reacher thought he was protecting. She may actually be one of the people he needs to stop. And this is where the story becomes much more interesting. Because Lila isn't simply another villain who appears halfway through the season. She has been standing next to Reacher from the beginning. He's talked to her. He's trusted her. He's become emotionally involved with her. And she has allowed him to believe that she needs his protection. That means the twist is personal. Reacher is accustomed to dealing with enemies who attack him directly. But Lila represents something different. Manipulation. She may have been using Reacher's strength and investigative abilities without him realizing it. Think about the situation from Lila's perspective. Reacher is extremely powerful. He can fight almost anyone. He has military experience. He has access to information. And he is already investigating the people Lila needs investigated. If she can convince him that she's a victim, she doesn't have to fight him. She can let him do the work for her. That makes her potentially much more dangerous than a conventional villain. And there is another fascinating question. Are Lila's feelings for Reacher real? The show hasn't completely answered that yet. It's possible that her relationship with Reacher was entirely strategic. But it's also possible that she genuinely developed feelings for him while keeping important secrets. That would make the eventual confrontation much more complicated. Because Reacher isn't simply going to discover that a stranger is evil. He may discover that someone he trusted has been lying to him. And that could create a very different emotional conflict for the rest of Season 4. There is also a major difference between the television version of Lila and the character from Lee Child's Gone Tomorrow, the 2009 novel being adapted this season. Book readers may recognize the basic twist involving the Hoths, but the series has changed significant details. In the novel, the Hoths are Russian rather than Indonesian, and the story involves Al-Qaeda and a very different geopolitical context. The television series has modernized and reworked those elements. That's important because viewers shouldn't assume that knowing the book automatically tells them exactly what will happen next. The show has already changed major parts of the story, and Alan Ritchson himself has admitted that the timing of this reveal surprised him. The actor noted that earlier seasons tended to save major revelations for the end, whereas Season 4 essentially tells viewers halfway through the season they're the bad guys. That is a huge structural change. Usually, Reacher spends an entire season slowly revealing who the real villain is. This time, the show has exposed a major piece of the mystery in Episode 4. But that doesn't mean the mystery is over. In fact, it may mean the real story is just beginning. Because if Lila and Amisha are villains, the next question is, who are they working for? That's the bigger mystery. The Hoths clearly have connections to Indonesia. They have specialized combat abilities. They appear to have access to people capable of carrying out sophisticated attacks. And they are connected to the larger conspiracy surrounding the missing flash drive. So they may not be the final level of the conspiracy. They may simply be one part of it. There is another important development happening at the same time. Reacher has been caught in a situation where the police could potentially believe he is responsible for the violence surrounding the Hoths. That is incredibly convenient for whoever is actually responsible. If Reacher is blamed, the investigation becomes much easier to derail. And if Lila and Amisha are involved, they have another advantage. They have been close enough to Reacher to understand how he operates. They know what he's investigating.
They know who he's talking to.
And they can potentially anticipate his next move. That's why Episode 4 changes the entire dynamic. Before this episode, Reacher was protecting Lila. After this episode, viewers are wondering whether Reacher is actually in danger because of Lila. And there is an even deeper connection. Lila's investigation into John Sampson's past may still be genuine. She may have been telling the truth about parts of what happened in Indonesia. She may genuinely believe that Sampson's military unit was involved in something terrible. But being right about the conspiracy doesn't automatically mean Lila is innocent. That's the complicated part. A character can expose a real conspiracy and still be willing to kill people. And Reacher seems to be deliberately playing with that idea. Lila may have started with legitimate questions, but somewhere along the way, she crossed a line. And now Reacher has to determine exactly where that line is. There is also the question of Amisha. She isn't simply Lila's companion. The show has deliberately made her mysterious. She has her own history. She has her own connection to Indonesia. And the fact that she is shown holding a karambit alongside Lila suggests that whatever Lila is involved in, Amisha is involved too. That makes them a dangerous partnership. And their relationship may eventually explain why Lila became the person she is. The upcoming episodes will likely reveal more about what happened in Indonesia and why these women became involved in the conspiracy. But one thing is already clear. The Hoths are not ordinary civilians. They are trained. They are connected. And they have been hiding their true capabilities. So, who is Lila Hoth? She's a mysterious journalist who initially presents herself as Congressman John Sampson's biological daughter and a leukemia patient searching for help. But that story is only part of the truth. She's actually investigating Sampson's past and the events in Indonesia involving his former military unit. She's connected to Amisha Hoth. And by the end of episode 4, the show strongly implies that she and Amisha are connected to the murders committed with karambit blades. The final reveal transforms Lila from someone Reacher was trying to save into someone Reacher may eventually have to fight. And that's why this is arguably the biggest twist of Reacher Season 4 so far. The enemy wasn't simply hiding somewhere in Philadelphia. The enemy may have been standing right beside Reacher. And the most dangerous part is that Reacher may not yet know the full truth. He knows something is wrong. He knows the Hoths are connected to the case. But he still has to figure out why. Why did Lila lie about her identity? Why did she approach Reacher? What exactly is on the missing flash drive? What happened in Indonesia? Who ordered the murders? And most importantly, was Reacher being used from the very beginning? Those questions are now driving the second half of the season. And if the show continues to follow the broad outline of Gone Tomorrow while maintaining its own changes, Lila's reveal may only be the beginning of an even bigger conspiracy. Because the real twist isn't simply that Lila Hoth is dangerous. It's that Reacher trusted her. And for a character who is usually almost impossible to deceive, that may be the most dangerous mistake he's made all season. The woman he thought needed protection may have been protecting a secret. And now that secret is finally beginning to come out. Lila Hoth isn't the helpless woman Reacher thought she was. She's one of the most dangerous pieces on the board. And from this point forward, Reacher isn't just hunting the enemy. He may be hunting someone he once trusted.